Villein doesn't hear you. He hears Neil on the landing. The money's in the bank. I ain't saying which one. This is exactly what Villein thinks of it all, but there is no one to say it aloud to. The money's in the bank. He thinks precisely. He needs his new kid. Outside the open door, an old fellow walks by with a cup of tea and says to another bloke, "Going to be doing the dairy tomorrow? Milking the fucking pigs. Might take me a while, but trust me, the money's there." One of the screws from the security room walks in a very odd way, all knees, comes in. "Evening, Villein." He searches. Through the bottom drawer of a decrepit old cupboard, he pulls out a white box, and from the white box, he pulls out an asthma pump. Pulls out a ribbon as Arcadian or unravellings and tumbles into his palm joeys of brown and white in 3 waterproof shots of blue and white. Tesco-style miniature bowling balls. Looking for a knockdown on the skittles of oblivion. "You get me, blood," says Neil. Mr. Welks raised an eyebrow and said, turning to Villein, "Got asthma, have you, son?" The curtain was calling as the sun set on another shore. The bad boys were brawling. If you want it so bad, you can have it all. I defy you all. This blood clot weirdo knows twice as much as nothing at all. It's still nothing at all. And my blood knows, the Wolfman, twice as much as 10 lives, you all. Slap back razor days and night time we're filling mad halls. They kill you, then they bill you, then they all bill your snouts in a swill, y'all. We remember the face and we'll do you. And then rude boy, what you want, bruv? Brown. You want to sell some brown for me? He gave me that. Pay me when you sell it. I returned to my cell and sat in the bed and opened the packet and pulled out a joey of H the size of a ping-pong ball. In a ping-pong ball. I forged him a charitable, no questions asked cheque that gave his girlfriend the cash on the Monday. Good kid. He clicked his white teeth. Anyone for table tennis? What ho? You're a thief. You look it up, he said, nodding his head at the bed, covered in scraps of paper and books. Distant, cloudy voices clutter up the walls with muttered, spoiling choices and opinions on us all. But, come the revolution, we'll line them up against the wall. Then, lads, steady, pop goes the weasel. £1 of tuppenny rice, £1 of treacle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. £1 of tuppenny rice, £1 of treacle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. You get people who are gormless. You get me? Different bitches consume them. Their soul hadn't had enough time. Their environment and the focus of their parents, the true essence of life. We live in a society that has been pre-doctrinated. I've been expecting you, the fortune teller said to Neil. I've been in states where I can control the forces of nature. Set out to the next dark side, thinking something in my mind, God bless the dead. Deep underworld and procedure since the beginning of time. It's not what they say, it's the way they say it. Codes in the underworld. Don't tell me to fuck off, real nature. Drawing. Figure asleep on a bed. A la Death of Marat. Radio slave, miserable as virtue, the celebrity grip friend of a great musician on the set of a blockbuster movie. The walls entertained, unbeknown by none known, the new turn of the decent or half-decent sort of chap she pretended not to know. Now, prefer, poor cow. I'll not take what I can get, chain-whipped and dead rollicking. I'll do the time and perfect the crime. There's a man who came to stay. The boy he replaced disappeared without a trace. Gave my songs and my soul away. No one would say what they needed to say, so he had his way. If you sail into the sun, beware the eyes of green. And if the whole world say that you're the one, I defy you to believe them, my son. Drawing, outline of Marat, Chatterton. Would you believe them, my son? Once upon a time, in the land of Bruce Grove, Tottenham, there lived in an Arcadian Peabody cottage Peter, Francesca, Steve, and assorted nymphs, pixies, and French psychedelic hippies scattered about. EastEnders Martin and G, motorbike fellows and fine dealers, lived very close by, and regular trips were made behind their hedge and iron gate barricade into sometimes twisted realms. A bush to get out of sometimes, as Trigger said of the moons. Nevertheless, special times occurred there as much as spooky ones. Back in Peabody, the opera collage, painted floorboards and walls and bongos, bedspreads and books abounded in this bedlam of a love nest. Remember a young girl from North London with a beehive and leather jacket called Hannah, always drunk in those days, and everyone was off their nut on speed. I remember walking from Bruce Grove to Bow and back with Steve one fine night to visit the venerable Phil Dickens on the top floor of Levy House. What did we talk of? I remember we was wearing tatty jeans and Lord Anthony-style affairs on our backs. To Arcady, bedlam, my good man, and don't spare the clapped-out old banger bought of Johnny's Uncle Ernie. Remember that horrible night in Inham Road? What one? The one when Wolfie lost it. He mocked me, something rotten, saying, "Bring me a mirror, oh, bring me a mirror. How is your vanity, Peter? With short hair you are ugly, it appears, and you do not seem so rash these days, mind you. No girls to dress up for in here." Saying that, I've been brushing my teeth and looking after myself in a routine rather than a vanity way, much more diligently than on the outside. But when I get outside, I suppose so. It's hard to imagine what I really mean. I'm pleased with my sight when I behold the friend, but my vision and the friend cannot be two. It is he who sees with my eyes. Can it be true that you, after so long your strolling into view, I've missed you, but you know I can be stoical and struggle on with lost limbs aplenty,